Hey, my wandering wanderers. Today we're going to be doing a cosmic energetic reading for the sign of Gemini. Now, please note that these readings are based off of whatever the universe wants to talk about. That being said, all energies are contextual, so if something is vibing with you, please take the time to identify and quantify what that may mean for you, and take the time to decipher and discern that message for yourself. Okay? So that being said, let's go ahead and check out the overarching planetary energies. Alright, Gemini. Gemini. Oh, okay. Gemini. We'll just... I will leave that there. Okay. Gemini. That's a preconceived notion. Gemini. So double checking. Actually, I'm going to move that over here. So Gemini, a preconceived notion. Mercury retrograde. So what kind of communication is in the process of being revamped for you, Gemini? Especially in the context of how you think. Double checking underneath the table. Make sure nothing flew out, because you know how that gets down around here. Okay, what is it that you're in the process of understanding? How are you in the process of understanding or comprehending this type of communication? What type of communication that you've been thinking about is being revamped, reinvented for you? Okay, that being said, let me make sure all this stuff is in view. We have... this was in front. So, Gemini. Obviously, you're thinking you're a Gemini. That's what you do. You think, therefore you speak. In the context of what's being reinvented, you could be taking time to sense how you feel, and how does that relate to how you think. So this could be, Gemini, this could be you reinventing how you feel things. Okay. But also there is a gift in the context of sensing these emotions. Okay. Preconceived notion of sensing feelings. And understanding that in the context of how you think. Or understanding your feelings. This could be you thinking about how you understand how you feel. And understanding how you sense how you feel can give you, could give you the blessing of some kind of confirmation. This is something that you are taking time to correlate. It's like maybe you do understand that there are benefits from sensing something. And you could be taking time to understand how you feel in the context of how you think about this. This could be a topic that you may be reinventing. This might be a topic. It's some form of communication that's being revamped, rewritten. I digress. Let's see the components of this configuration, because this could be a topic, this could be a situation, but whatever it is, it's the communication behind it is is something that's really in the process of being making sure, checking underneath the table. Okay, so Gemini, you have concerns. Obviously, whatever this is, whether it's a concept, construct, a situation, it seems like it's a situation. And this could be understanding, you could be trying to comprehend the gift behind it. It's like, what are feelings? There's gifts behind that, Gemini. Also, there's a card that flew off away from all this. It's poverty. It's a lack. Why is lack in the distance? This could be a situation where there's something that is lacking. Okay. So, in the context of how you feel, you could be understanding how you feel when it comes to something that you're working on. Maybe you're questioning, like, you could be questioning, what is it that you're working on? You could be understanding, what is this occupation? Or how do you understand this occupation based off of what it is that you're working on? How do you understand this gift? How do you understand this connection between the concept of sensing this and your blessings coming through? How do you comprehend what you're working on? How do you understand how that feels? How do you understand the concept of lack in this perception? What is it that you are lacking in the context of what you're working on and what that occupation is? How and why are you concerned about this? How do you see or perceive your blessings? And how do you understand that you're sensing that this blessing is coming through? How do you know? How do you understand this gift? That is food for thought. Food for thought, food for thought. Okay, let's go into components of configuration. It's a good question. What is it that you might be lacking? It's not so much as luck. I can... Ooh, shit. Okay, let's try this again. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Okay, so over here at the corner of concern, there might be a need for you to understand or comprehend, how is this forming for you? How is this foundation coming out for you? The construct of lack. How do you understand this, or how do you perceive this construct of give and take? What is it that you're actually trying to buy? And why is it that you think that this is a form of lack? When it comes to what you think, how do you understand what's calling? Does it even bring you joy? What kind of calling are you having makes you feel young again? You also have another card that flew underneath the lamp over here. Just bring it over. How does understanding this illumination help you fall into the void? Or is this something so bright that you run away from it? Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Go ahead, put that over here. Put that over here. How do you recognize what's calling you is inherently linked to the thing that makes you feel like a child again? Why is this construct of lack in the context of what you're buying? How do you understand that? How do you process that you're in the process of processing this, Gemini? How do you know? Let us see how these things may energetically correlate towards you. Because you could be understanding this. You could be seeing the call. Could be. Could be. Anything is possible. Jesus. Okay. Underlying deck energy. We are getting 3s. A lot of awareness. Let me double check underneath the table so don't get anything that falls up on the ground. Alright, Gemini. You got some awareness going on over here. You could be aware of that you need some kind of emotional immunity. Emotional unity. At the same time, you could be aware of that this emotional unity will give you the opportunity that you could be seeking. And that's inherently linked to how you there's your confirmation. And this is inherently linked to how you reinvent this kind of communication towards yourself. In the context of, what is this, sensing, and in the context of this occupation, you could have experience of this foundational belief that leads you to this perspective of how you should be doing, and this feeling of what you should be doing should help you understand this connection. This should help you feel this connection. At the same time, the feeling of this emotional connection will help you understand the perspective of what it is that you are doing, and that in itself should help you understand the framework of this experience that you're having based off of your own beliefs. That being said, in the context of how you feel, you could be taking time to understand this disconnect between your own, or could be aware of this disconnect between your heart and your mind, and could be having an experience of this new foundation, this new physical foundation that you could have created for yourself. This could be something you could be, this awareness could help you stray away from avoiding this in the context of the chasm card. That being said, we also have the Ten of Swords that flew off into the distance. It fell over my watch. So you could be aware of this construct. It could be a construct of time, or thoughts of not having time for it. You could be aware that you may have time for it. At the same time, I'm gonna put this over here. At the same time, there's 2 other cards that are over here too. This has something to do with understanding what it is that you truly desire in the context of understanding the feelings of your own passions and comprehending the foundation of how that communicates towards you, Gemini. This is something that you may need to explore, because this is off in the realm of lilac. It was like down here. So this is something that you truly need to take the time to comprehend. Overall, Gemini, you're kind of all over the place. You're a little all over the place, but that makes sense in the context of this reading. Energetically, you could be so focused on trying to sense things that you're starting to become aware of how you feel, and this is something that you could be consistently working on. It could be in the context of your passions and what's being communicated. It may be that the construct of lack is so strong that it may be harder for you to recognize the essence of give and take whenever it is that you are doing things, whether it be give and take amongst people, vendors, or any type of transaction in general. There could be a serious awareness of the disconnect or bifurcation of between how you feel and how you think. That can happen when you've been operating from a perspective that where you weren't conscientious or cognizant of how you felt. And you could be cognizant of this framework, of this reality. This could be something that you've previously possibly created, manifested before, and you could be recognizing the construct of the old. And it could be that you're starting to become aware of an opportunity to turn this stuff around. That being said, Gemini, there's a strong need to pay attention to your own intuition. Energetically speaking, because where thought goes, energy flows, or where thought flows, energy goes in this perspective. In the context of your intuition, Gemini, there could be a need to understand your own framework or your own foundation, and this could be how this foundation may be intuitively conveyed to you, could be based off of your concerns. If you're trying to, or if you're in the process of understanding this transactional notation of give and take, this is something that your intuition is could be conveying to you, and this may highlight a place of lack, whether it be something that you do not have, something that you don't believe in, something that you may unconsciously need more of. Any instance where your intuition is conveying some form of transaction, whether it be financial, whether it be emotional, whether it be physical, whether it be energetic, this will help you understand. Intuitively, this should give a direction towards that lack is, but this will also help you understand what it is that you really want and how that's being conveyed for you. Also, pay attention to, I have no idea why that is relevant right now. Pay attention to how your intuition is revealing or is calling to you, and how is that relevant towards, how is this relevant to your inner child? How does this calling come through and whisk you away? How does your intuition convey this towards you, and how does this take you away? At the same time, how does the illumination of these aspects of your intuition, how does this help you dive deeper into the abyss of figuring out the core point of how this all started? Pay attention to your intuition, Gemini, because your intuition is procking, and it's giving you larger morsels of clues to guide you to understand and comprehend more of this emotional sense. Okay? Alright, Gemini, I hope this reading was helpful for you. By all means, please remember to take the time to evaluate what resonated with you and discern this information for yourself. Okay? Have a wonderful day.